Hey everybody, I'm Todd Bailey with SEOservices.com, and today I have Mike Stewart with me, who's a paid search manager, and Mike contributes many articles and blog posts within the community, so feel free to click on a link below to see some of his writings within the community. Also, stick around. I'm going to show you a screencast after the interview regarding some of the things we're talking about. So Mike, there's been a lot of advancements lately within Google and paid search, and specifically regarding ad placements on Google AdWords. So what does this mean for paid search advertisers?
It's a good question, Todd, and I'm glad you asked that. As you can imagine, Google being the technology company that it is, they're going to be putting out a lot of these new features that are designed to enhance their AdWords paid search product. And as you just mentioned, they have the new ad placements, which means this. Typically, when you have paid search ads on Google, you typically see those ads on top of the organic listings, right, at the top of the page, or you might see them at the side of the page, and it goes down into a long column on the right-hand side of the results page. Well, now with this new feature, what Google is doing is that they're moving the ads that were on the side of the page down below the organic listings.
Okay.
Now, as far as what that means, that is yet to be determined, but there's a couple scenarios that are possible and that can present some opportunities for advertisers. One is that Google's initial findings in the initial research that they did showed that the amount of clicks and click-through rate actually improved with the ads being underneath the organic listings.
Okay.
So this is a possible opportunity for those advertisers that are not quite deep-pocketed as some of the big players that are up there with the top positioned ads, and they're looking to get more traffic and more effectiveness. This is something that could really possibly work for them, because now they're going to get that traffic that otherwise was relegated to the big spending advertisers.
Yeah, given those smaller campaigns an opportunity. Sounds like a really nice opportunity for some of those. And that really segues into the next question I have for you. We hear it often here. How much should I spend on a paid search campaign? Somewhat of a broad question, but really, what are your thoughts on allocating a paid search spend?
Certainly, and one of the things that makes paid search a really flexible product is the way that you can actually leverage a budget. You're not relegated to any one specific number. So that means two things. If you're coming in with an available budget of a certain number, it could be on the thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, but no matter what that number is, there is a way to deploy a campaign in most cases.
Right, sure.
That could be done through the structure of the account, the choice of keywords, what's used in the ads, and where those ads go and when they're actually deployed. So with all these controls, that gives you a lot of flexibility on how you can actually deploy a campaign. And the great thing about it is that if your campaigns are successful, you have nowhere to go but up. You can always expand and scale your campaigns.
It's good for marketing officers to know and have that control of what spend they can have and what they can set. So that's a great answer. So what about these display ads? What are they, and where can I see them generally?
Yeah, exactly. And some people have some familiarity with this. It's formerly what was known as the content network, and a lot of people are familiar with the paid search ads that you see on Google. Well, the display ads are either text or image or banner ads that go on third-party sites other than Google. And you can actually advertise through AdWords and some of these other platforms onto the display network. This is a very exciting opportunity.
Sure.
It's probably the most growing aspect of paid search right now. And it's offering a lot of opportunity for small businesses that previously haven't given as much consideration. Now's the time to look at it. Great advances in what Google's doing, and especially in what Yahoo is doing on their content networks. And we've seen, just from our clients here, Todd, some great results, at least initially, from the new advances on a display network. And if it's something that someone hasn't considered in the past, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, somewhat of another opportunity or platform for paid search. Even with the retargeting, remarketing, is that within the display network that you're talking about?
It sure is. The retargeting and remarketing are things that have been on the display network, but because of the advances that are happening with display, it's working hand in hand, and now it's really taking off and really getting some effective results.
That's great. So Mike, you talked a little bit about those small businesses and their paid search spend. So if I am a small business, how can paid search work for me?
Paid search is really a great fit for a small business because unlike some other mediums of advertising, the level of control and where you can target is much more within the grasp of a paid search campaign as say versus a print ad or even a radio or TV ad. You can get the keywords that you want. You can say specifically the message that you want to come across in the text ads. So because you have that level of control and because the budget, as we previously mentioned, you have direct control of what kind of budget you can deploy either initially or either ongoing, this makes paid search, in my opinion, a great fit for a small business.
You know, it's great with the control and the tracking ability and the choice of the keywords. But what about on the other side? If you're a larger company or organization, how could paid search best work for them?
Well, it definitely works for large businesses. Now, large organizations, you'll see many of them already doing it. Probably the question they want to address is like, how can they do it better? Because a lot of large organizations have all these deep, complex advertising campaigns across multiple channels. They're doing print and radio and all these other mediums, and they do work hand in hand. For a large organization, what you want is the control of what kind of data that you're seeing and the structure of the account, making it so that it is scalable and it is controllable because there's so many moving parts. You really want to get a handle on that and control as much as possible, especially since the spend, as you can well imagine with some companies, is really up there. And so you want to make sure that every penny is really accounted for.
Right, and as that spend gets higher, we have that concern that it gets out of control as far as manageability of the campaign. That's a great point. So I appreciate you spending the time giving me a couple of insights into some of these questions. This is Mike Stewart, a paid search manager. I'm Todd Bailey with SEOservices.com. And stick around, we're going to get to some of those screencasts. Thanks again, Mike.
Fantastic. Thank you, Todd.